Welcome to the Bitcoin NMO Show with your smoky hosts, Smelly, Koins, and Crypto Tony, as we take a deep dive into the world of market stagnation. But first things first, we are not financial advisors, just two friends sharing ideas, laughs, and some money talk. Nothing we say is financial advice, so always do your own research or consult a pro before making big money moves. Investments can be risky, so play it smart and stay awesome. Today, we're breaking down 10 key terms you need to know to understand this economic phenomenon. Welcome to the show, and get ready to light it up. Learn it up, everyone. Today we're diving headfirst into a topic that's about as much fun as a root canal performed by a mime with shaky hands: market stagnation. Now you might be thinking, market what now? And frankly, you wouldn't be alone. It's not exactly the sexiest phrase in the financial lexicon. It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue like cryptocurrency bubble or tax haven scandal. But here's the thing, while it might not be as attention-grabbing as those other economic thrill rides, understanding market stagnation is crucial, especially if you, like most humans, enjoy having basic necessities like food, shelter, and the occasional pair of pants. Over the next 10 chapters, we'll break down some key terms to help you navigate this often overlooked economic phenomenon. Buckle up, buttercups, it's about to get financially wonky in here. So, what exactly is market stagnation? Well, imagine an economy as a car. A healthy economy is like a Tesla on autopilot. It just keeps moving forward, maybe even parallel parking itself occasionally just to show off. But a stagnant economy? That's more like a beat-up old Pinto, stuck in the mud with the engine sputtering, and the only cassette tape you have is a Richard Simmons workout mix. It's not moving forward, it's barely moving at all. And frankly, it's making everyone in the car question their life choices. Now let's talk about inflation. This is the economic equivalent of that moment you realize the new and improved version of your favorite snack now has fewer chips in the bag for the same price. Except it's happening to basically everything you buy. Inflation essentially means that the purchasing power of your money is shrinking faster than a polar bear's ice cap in a heat wave. And while a little inflation is normal, like a slight breeze on a summer day, too much of it can be a sign of a stagnant economy, like a Category 5 hurricane ripping through your retirement savings. Now, you might think the opposite of inflation-deflation sounds like a good thing. And sure, who doesn't love a good sale? But widespread deflation is kind of like throwing yourself a surprise birthday party and having absolutely no one show up. It sounds fun in theory, lower prices, who could complain? But in reality, it's a sign that people are too scared or uncertain to spend money, which just makes the economy stagnate even further. It's a vicious cycle, like that time you tried to cut your own hair during quarantine. Chapter 4. GDP, the economic report card you can't ignore. Okay, time to talk about GDP, gross domestic product. Think of it like a country's economic report card. It measures the total value of all the goods and services produced in a country. A healthy GDP is like getting straight A's. It means the economy is growing, businesses are thriving, and people are generally feeling optimistic about the future. Stagnant or declining GDP, however, is like getting a big fat "see me after class" scribbled across your report card in red ink. It's a sign that something is off, and it's time to figure out why the economy is stuck in detention. Chapter 5. Unemployment rate. More than just a number, it's people. This one is pretty self-explanatory. The unemployment rate tells us how many people are looking for work but can't find it. A high unemployment rate is like trying to find a parking spot in a crowded mall parking lot on Black Friday. It's a frustrating and demoralizing experience. And just like that parking lot chaos, high unemployment can be both a symptom, a cause of market stagnation. Fewer people working means less spending, which leads to slower economic growth, which can lead to even unemployment. It's a vicious cycle that's about as much fun as being stuck in a broken elevator with a mariachi band. Chapter 6. Consumer Confidence Index, the economic mood ring. Ever heard of the Consumer Confidence Index, or CCI? No? Well, buckle up, because this one's a real page-turner. Basically, it's a measure of how optimistic or pessimistic consumers are about the economy. Think of it like an economic mood ring, except instead of changing colors based on your mood, it changes based on how likely people are to open their wallets and spend money. When consumer confidence is high, people are more likely to make big purchases, invest in the stock market, and generally feel good about the economic future. But when it's low, well, let's just say it's the economic equivalent of finding out your favorite ice cream flavor has been discontinued. Interest rates, the price of borrowing money. Let's talk about interest rates. No, don't change the channel. This is actually important stuff. Think of interest rates like the price you pay to borrow money. When interest rates are low, it's like getting a loan from your super chill, generous friend. It's cheap to borrow money, which encourages businesses to invest and consumers to spend. But high interest rates are like borrowing from your judgmental, tight-fisted uncle. It's expensive, making everyone think twice before taking out a loan. And when interest rates are stagnant for a long time, it can be a sign that the economy is stuck in a rut, like that one friend who refuses to try any restaurant that isn't Taco Bell. Okay, time for a crash course in government intervention, specifically fiscal policy. This is essentially the government's way of trying to steer the economy in the right direction using two main tools, spending and taxes. It's kind of like trying to parallel park a cruise ship. It requires a delicate touch and a whole lot of planning. When the economy is stagnant, governments might try to stimulate growth by increasing spending on things like infrastructure projects or cutting taxes to give people more money to spend. But just like parallel parking that metaphorical cruise ship, it's not always smooth sailing. Fiscal policy can be tricky to get right, and sometimes it can even backfire spectacularly. Now, if fiscal policy is like trying to parallel park a cruise ship, then monetary policy is like walking a tightrope across Niagara Falls while juggling chainsaws. It's risky, complicated, and if done poorly, can have some pretty messy consequences. This is the domain of central banks like the Federal Reserve, and it involves managing the money supply and interest rates. The goal? To keep inflation in check while also promoting economic growth. But getting that balance right is like trying to herd cats while riding a unicycle. It's not easy, and there's a lot that can go wrong. And finally, we arrive at the cornerstone of every economics textbook ever written, supply and demand. This one's pretty straightforward. It's the basic economic principle that the price of something is determined by the interaction between how much of it is available, supply, and how much people want it, demand. Think of it like this. If you've got a limited edition Supreme brick, for some reason, and everyone and their dog wants one, you can bet your bottom dollar that brick is going to be worth a small fortune. But if you've got a warehouse full of those bricks and nobody wants them, well, you're essentially the proud owner of a very expensive dust collection. Getting that balance right is crucial for a healthy economy. So, there you have it, a crash course in market stagnation, and the key terms you need to know to sound vaguely intelligent at your next dinner party. Just kidding, sort of. But seriously, understanding these concepts is crucial for navigating today's complex economic landscape. It's like knowing how to change a tire. You might not need to do it every day, but when you do, you'll be glad you paid attention. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the intricacies of market forces. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, hit the like and subscribe notifications, and try not to let the economic jargon keep you up at night. But if any of these terms sound strange to you, then you need to go back to week 1. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of market stagnation. Understanding these terms can help you navigate and make sense of the current economic landscape. Stay informed and see you next time.